Jay and Lisa here in the studio.
Howdy.
And as we mentioned, we are joined by a couple of members of the Weeks.
So cute.
Kyle's posing. Got Kyle and Sam here in the studio getting ready for the show. Here in Nashville, as I mentioned, coming up tomorrow night out at Brooklyn Bowl. They are also playing in Chattanooga tonight. A busy couple days for you guys. The Barrel House Ballroom tonight in Chattanooga. Get all the details and get your tickets if you don't already have them at theweeksmusic.com. So good to have you guys here in studio. It's always so much fun.
Good to be here.
We
I'm
always
excited for this weekend.
Yeah.
This is it was funny. We posted some pictures from the shows. We did this exact same 1-2 last year, and because honestly, it's one of those things where you play all these markets, you do all these towns, and then the really good ones become you book the next year's show when you leave that night.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm pretty sure we did Chattanooga, Nashville, the same venues in January last year, and we're same time next year. Let's go. And we posted some pictures from it, and I was remembering that was a really epic weekend.
Yeah.
And for shows to stand out when you're play a million of them.
right.
And to look at just a picture of a crowd and be I remember that. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was awesome last year.
And they talk about the touring cycle. That truly is a cycle when you're finishing one show and already booking next year's show at the same
that's
venue.
amazing.
Always, I mean, you guys have always just once you started this band, and you've just been after it since you guys started. And we've been playing you guys obviously for years, since the very beginning. So for those that don't know, was it 2006 you guys initially formed?
That's right.
That's
Wow.
does it feel like that?
Babies.
It's going to be 18 years
I was
in
going to say,
2 months.
does it feel like
You're
18 years?
teenagers.
It's crazy.
You're about to become adults.
Yeah.
Weird.
Still not there yet. Still children.
Yeah,
But
most definitely.
almost adults.
Almost. Almost. We should mention, too, that it is an 18 and over show tomorrow night out at Brooklyn Bowl here in Nashville.
What a great segue.
Hated that.
Oh, my goodness. But so it sounded great warming up. I know you heard that the last break we did before our commercial break, our quick commercial break. So if you want, be thinking about it, because I might ask you for your predictions for the championship games on Sunday. But in the meantime, it sounded great warming up. You guys can play a song for us?
Absolutely.
Please?
Do it.
This song is called Don't Be Sad. And I don't think we've ever played it in any official capacity ever.
Well, we recorded it.
We recorded it.
And then
Honestly,
that
though,
was it.
I'm not on the recording. I think it's the only weak song ever that I do not appear on this track at all. I went to get some Baja Burrito, and when I came back, Kyle and our producer were like, we just tracked something, you should hear it. I'd never heard, I feel like maybe you had sung me a line or two of this, but I was not even familiar with the lyric, and much less the chords or how it went. And so we went to the
Baja.
Oh yeah, I went to
Baja.
Baja. When I came back, they told me they had recorded something, so they turned everything on, started playing it, and I remember in that moment just being "That's it, it's done." It's literally just one Rhodes keyboard not played by a keyboardist. It is
That's
a
amazing.
bastardized keyboard part and Kyle's vocal, and I remember just "That's it, print it, it's done. Don't mix it, don't touch it. That's on the record, just like that." And it's also the first week song I ever had to learn after it was recorded. But yeah, and I don't think we ever really played it. And I was playing. I woke up early with. I've got she's 5 months old. I've got a new baby.
Oh,
She's a
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
First week's baby.
Which means the Weeks have a new baby.
The week's having a baby. And so I was playing. I was let's play some week songs for her. It's 5 in the morning. Most of our stuff's too loud. What's going to be a quiet little thing we can play? And I heard this song, and I texted Kyle, or I don't think I texted you. I meant to. In my head, I texted you, but it was 5 a.m. And it's we should do this. We've done this show so many times, and I feel we kind of have, we've probably played a handful of songs in this room multiple times. And we've done a lot of things for the first time in this room. So we're going to tack another one on here.
So, not only
a long-winded story.
Not only for I love that inside baseball though. Now we know the source of it, and again, so this very well could be not just a world premiere live performance
For
of this
myself,
song.
almost.
Yeah.
I literally probably played this song for the first time 2 days ago on acoustic guitar. This on keyboard, and I was oh, we should do it. And then I was like, oh, wait, I
better
make
figure it
sure
out.
It sounds good on guitar as well. So we'll see.
All right.
It's going to be great. I'm feeling it.
All right, let's do it. We've got Kyle and Sam from The Weeks here live on Lightning 100 and streaming at volume.com/Lightning 100.
A guy took a razor, cut holes in our face. To the hear, to the see, to the smell, one to taste. Unshaken hand with precision and grace. Showing everyone gets lonely sometime. No one was righteous, we all came out wrong. Some of us were too short, too fat or too tall. Kept on cutting and sewing up cloth. Trying to build something built for a savior. Don't be sad. We were all thrown away. But there's enough of us crumpled up people who'll find somebody. Take a look in my bag. It's the meaning of you. Nothing but emptiness, innocent cigarettes, and a dead brown recluse. Well, please keep me out of your history books. I'll be known for the places and hands that I shook. Cut us to sinners and singers and crooks. Still couldn't get what he longed for. We wandered around and we learned how to speak. We wanted so badly to pray or to preach. Some all-seeing Father so far out of reach. Didn't even bother trying. Don't be sad. We were all thrown away. But there's enough of us crumpled up people. We'll find somebody. Take a look in my bag. It's the meaning of youth. Nothing but emptiness, innocent cigarettes, and dead brown recluse. Well, don't be ashamed if you're seeking a friend. It's a beautiful reason to die in the end. That's why we're all here, just searching mistakes. Little too much like a savior. Don't be around and we learn how to speak. Wanted so badly to pray or to preach. All-seeing Father so far out of reach. Never forget where you came from. Don't be sad. We were all thrown away. But there's enough of us crumpled up people. We'll find somebody. Take a look in my bag. It's the meaning of you. Nothing but emptiness, innocent cigarettes, and dead brown recluse. Nothing but emptiness, innocent cigarettes, and a dead brown recluse.
Lightning 100. We've got Kyle and Sam from The Weeks live here in the volume.com studio. And if you were listening to that, that's the first time anyone has heard that song performed live, including the band.
Those lyrics are great. And I love
honestly one of my favorite
Oh
lyrics
my
ever.
gosh,
Yeah.
the Dead Brown Recluse line. I was like, oh, I feel it. Like I get
Thank
it.
you, Frank.
And I
Feeling
found
terrified
them.
of spiders. Yeah,
Oh.
so that's fine.
Same here. It's, the old motto: "Fear no man, only snakes and spiders." Right? But no, excited to have the guys back here in the studio, and very excited for the show coming up tomorrow night out at Brooklyn Bowl here in Nashville. If you are streaming us right now, again, we are on volume.com/lightning100, as well as here on Nashville's independent radio. So maybe you're streaming us from the Chattanooga area, or maybe you're here in Nashville and you're going to be in Chattanooga tonight. Well, you can catch the Weeks tonight as well. Is it the same lineup in Chattanooga? You got Jive
It's a little
Talk.
flipped.
Yeah. I
It's
think-
a little. It's not quite exactly the same, and I don't know the differences.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
right.
are we doing like a little
Well, again-
toss of the coin
Yeah.
situation?
You can dial it up. The Weeks.
Make bands wrestle in the parking lot.
That would be sick. Come to the pre-wrestle party to see who comes first.
TheWeeksMusic.com to get that link for tickets to both shows and find out more about the Weeks if you don't already know about them. We know about you guys very well. So coming up on the end of January already, you know, it feels like it's been a very long month, especially last week. So what? Well, Tim, you've got a 5-month-old. You said I can imagine what you were doing while the.
I live in Charlotte now.
Oh,
and
really?
So I was chilling. It was like 45 degrees.
So he was just calling us,
wow.
and we were stuck. I was just so I was getting baby news from Sam, being like, "Can you show me anything because I can't leave my home."
Were you like FaceTiming, going, "Oh yeah, it's actually like a balmy 50 here. It's kind of nice."
I was.
Yeah.
This is my baby eating green beans.
Nice, nice. Oh, so I'll ask you, Kyle. What'd you do to pass the time? Were you kind of stuck inside? Did you make your way out with all this?
I couldn't. I mean, my street was mostly ice, but Kane doesn't live super far away from me, so we could walk back and forth, and we did some we rode a little bit and did a little bit. So I mean, my dog also loves being out in the snow, so she loved it. But I mean, I just had to conserve my bread and toilet paper and everything else to make sure that.
Sure, because even if you could have made it out, those shelves were empty at the store. Right?
Yeah, I was like right before the snow started. We went to grab things and like no meat, no bread. We're like, okay, let's get some weird stuff.
Yeah.
We gotta eat.
Gotta get weird.
We gotta eat.
That's whenever your palate starts
So
to
was
get
bad.
interest.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Hey, there were pickles still on the shelf, so I
remember,
definitely
like,
grabbed some of those.
Like the 2016 ice storm.
Oh yeah.
2016.
Was it like that level or
It
worse?
was.
feels
It
like
actually wasn't quite that bad because
Okay.
it didn't really involve. It got so cold that it snowed. I think we got close to 8 inches here in Nashville. That was the official
It was
number
a
at
quick one.
BNA.
It was a good turnaround.
But it was so cold. It wasn't like the wet, heavy flakes
Okay.
that are like good for making a snowman or
Yeah.
having a snowball fight. It was just brutal cold, and but I mean, it did stack up.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was quite as bad. It was not great on the roads. But
Yeah.
man, every time we have the ice, that's what
Ice
will
was
knock out the power and
Yeah.
makes the roads almost impassable at
I
points.
remember
So-
the band's first house. When we all lived together in Inglewood. We were showing back up from being on tour, and I mean we slid our van into the little the Little Caesars thing, because we would always just get hot and ready's is what we survived off of.
Sure.
Risking
Yeah,
life.
risking life to get there. And we finally got to the house, and we had been gone for like 2 weeks or something, and first house as a band, and we opened the door and all of our pipes had busted and the floors were like a skating rink when we walked inside, and I was like, all right,
No, you should probably like,
this is cool.
Ice 'em up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, well, we did ice down our
iced
driveway.
the driveway ourselves.
So
We
we
were
could
like,
have
how
a
long did this
ramp.
last? We're from Mississippi. It's like, this is going to melt tomorrow. Let's
Right.
have some fun. Let's pour hundreds of gallons of water down our driveway with the cars at the bottom.
And we just couldn't get out. And
That
we're
was
like,
it,
oh,
for like a week.
ice
Guess we're
stays
stuck.
apparently. Yeah. So
I love that learning snow.
Yeah, I
Yes,
actually.
like we were duped because like I thought when we were moving
Snow
from
melt's
Mississippi,
easy.
we were like, Chicago, Atlanta, New York. We're like Nashville. It's the South. It's it's basically the same.
They'll figure it out.
It snows. It's icy.
It gets
It's-
cold.
Yeah, like there are tornadoes. There are all these things. There's so much like
There's brown
major
recluse.
weather. There's
Yeah.
brown recluse
Right.
here.
Well, and
I
it's definitely not a good spot too if you have allergies. I never had allergies till
Me
I
neither.
moved here.
And then I moved here. I'm like, what happened to me?
Yep.
Are we like the Australia of America?
It's like because in the allergies
With
thing,
no
like,
coastline.
the
Yeah.
Tennessee Valley, it's like everything just kind of like
Sucks down,
settles
yeah.
down in Nashville.
Yeah, and I'd read too because I looked more into it when I first moved because I was like, why do I have allergies all of a sudden? But apparently it's part that, and apparently there are many. The number of different species of plants, it just creates so much more pollen in this area that it's like
Yeah, I know.
never
We got
had
the
it living in
plants,
Illinois
right?
or California, but boy,
So yeah,
oh
I
boy.
moved to Charlotte a couple of years ago, and I'm like, the weather's boring. Like nothing exciting happens. Like it snowed once for a couple of days, it was fine, but like there's no thrill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
like ooh, the
can't even root for the Panthers, right? Because they're not very good.
Let's not get started.
Yeah, all right, we won't get started
Oh
on
wait,
that.
but we do.
Yeah, we will. We'll get to that.
new
Again, we've got
coach.
Kyle
Yeah,
and
we'll get
Sam from the Weeks here in the studio. Again, you've got a chance to check them out if you're going to be in the area, Chattanooga tonight, and then Brooklyn Bowl here in Nashville. That show tomorrow. It is an 18 and over show with Jive Talk and Teddy at night as well. You've done quite a few shows with both of those artists.
Yeah.
Is that
sort
right?
of-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of a best of.
I'm so amped.
Nice.
I want to go. I'm we're going.
Yeah.
Jay might actually even come out.
I'm
tomorrow
thinking,
night.
well, because it's a Saturday night.
Hey.
I can sleep in and still catch kickoff of the first game, which doesn't
This is a
start till
big
2
deal.
o'clock Sunday afternoon. So I'm eyeing it. I think we're going to have a good time out of Brooklyn Bowl coming up on Saturday. But so, yeah, I wanted to ask you guys, because, again, we're almost to the end of January. The first week or so flew right by, and then like everything kind of slowed down. But as we head into the rest of 2024, what are the plans for the weeks? I mean, Kyle, you mentioned that you were just writing last week. Are you guys going to be touring a lot?
It's been a minute since we did something new.
Yeah.
It feels like it's probably on the menu.
Okay.
You know, like I think honestly, our bass player Damon and I were talking about this last night. When was the last time that we played shows and we didn't have another show booked after?
Yeah.
We don't have any shows, so like we got to do something.
Well, that's what I was asking. It was like,
yeah.
This is the year of fun surprises.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't even know what's in store yet.
We have like I said, we've been writing a fair amount, just getting some stuff going, and I'm excited to see once we get everyone's brains kicking and moving at how it's gonna.
It's been a weird couple of
Congeal.
years because it's like obviously like there was some stuff over like 2020 and 2021 where things slowed down to a crawl. A couple of us got married, had kids, moved, and it's like we kind of used these last couple of years as like sort of the world giving us a timeout where it's like, hey, look, we actually don't have to like go make a record and tour like every 6 months. Like we get a couple passes, we get a little bit of a hall.
Like
pass.
if we're going to be making some big
Yeah.
changes, now's the
Let's
time to do it.
now.
Yeah.
And so now I kind of feel like emerging on the other side of that.
Yeah.
And again, we looked at the calendar. I'm like, well, I guess there's some open time here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a fun year. It'll be a more different year than we've done the last couple of years, which has just sort of been, like I said, like we've got all the 2020 stuff. We did live streams, and then like you start playing your first shows again after a few years, and then you look up and you're like, it's been 3 years since we did a record, just like that kind of thing. So yeah, 3 years feels like it's on the menu.
All right. Well,
I was saying, even with a couple of the other bands, like everyone's kind of coming out with, oh, we haven't played that in a long time. We
Yeah.
haven't done this. So it feels like the year, if you want to, it's the year to go see shows, like really see
Truly.
new shows and see what the weeks here on Lightning 100
that's
have
right. Well,
to
yeah.
do with it.
Stay tuned because we'll keep, as long as you guys keep us posted, we'll keep everybody else posted.
Oh,
of course.
I promise y'all will be the first to know. Beautiful. Don't worry,
Beautiful.
guys.
You come right here on Lightning in the Morning, and it'll be breaking news for the entire world. So, but no, it's always so good to have you guys here and to catch up and to have you play a song and getting ready again for the show. Get your tickets for the show at Brooklyn Bowl tomorrow night, right here in Nashville. The Weeks with Jive Talk and Teddy at Night. So yes, before we wrap up. And this is completely up to you if you want to make a pick. If you don't want to, I understand.
Give me all the picks.
But
Okay,
all right,
let's go.
Sam.
Yeah.
Sam, we'll start with you. So, and we'll go in the order of the games. 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon, local time is when Kansas City kicks off against Baltimore in Baltimore. Ravens,
Give me the
Chiefs.
Ravens,
Who you
man.
got? Ravens.
Give me the Ravens.
All right.
Like, I think that Lamar is one of the most underrated players. Why is he not like the face of the league?
He's
about
probably going to be the
two-time
MP
MVP.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, like he has got the best team in football. Now he's got the best defense in football. They're like kind of beat up too. They're on like their 7th-string running back, and like they're still here.
Yeah.
And I do honestly. I'm not tired of the Chiefs yet.
Me
Like
neither.
I know this is kind of the end of the Kelsey era. Like he doesn't have many years left, and I love him.
Yeah.
And love Mahomes.
And Mahomes is just so
He
much
just-
fun to
how do you
watch.
know-
He's like
how do you
Lamar.
know?
It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting game, but I'm going Ravens. I just don't think the Chiefs can score enough.
All right. And then the NFC game in the afternoon, Detroit at, well, San Francisco, but it's really Santa Clara. We know. Lions, 49ers. Who you got?
Give me the Lions.
Lions. All
I'm
right.
an Alabama guy, and so honestly, early on, it was like, when I was like in high school, like 2007, 2010, there wasn't a ton of Bama guys in the league, like high profile at least. Obviously now they're everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
But Jahmyr Gibbs, we got him from Georgia Tech. We were talking about the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
You can't always really connect with transfer portal guys, but I did with Jahmyr Gibbs. And yeah, so I'm going hard on. I love the Lions. It's hard to pull for the
Well,
Lions.
they
Yeah.
haven't won in a month,
They haven't
right?
won in
We-
like
we were-
30 years.
We were running down the list of the last time they played was January of '92. It was like Michael Jackson's "Black or White" was the number one song, and flip phones were 4 years from coming out. Text messaging hadn't been hadn't
year
been
old.
like
It would be
finalized
nice
since.
to see a win, you know? Like, I
They
think
deserve
that
it.
would
The
be
franchise
great.
deserves it.
And,
They live in Detroit.
Right. Well, and Jared Goff, their quarterback, actually grew up in the Bay Area. He actually
He went to Cal, right?
he went to Cal. He was actually born in the town where I graduated high school, Marin County, back in the day. So somewhat of a homecoming for him. And of course, he's made a Super Bowl with the Rams before
And
too. So
I like the Niners fine.
I think Kyle's eyes are starting to roll back in his head. Do you want to make picks?
Oh, what are the mascots? That's how I make my
That's
pick.
how we do it.
Okay.
It's what will win in a fight as far as mascots go for
Ravens
me.
A
and
raven or a
Chiefs.
chief?
I'm gonna go with ravens because they can fly.
Okay.
Right?
Love that.
And get
Okay.
away.
They can
That's
evade.
evasive for sure. And the other
And then
is-
the Lions and the 49ers.
Like a
they're
mile.
lions,
Right?
right?
That's all you have to say.
Correct picks.
But they are lions.
They
They come of the
lions.
jungle. Like,
Don't know about the rest of the band, but we know Kyle and Sam are simpatico on their picks for the
All right.
championship games on Sunday.
I'll
So
go Ravens too. Give me the chip in Baltimore. That's awesome.
yeah,
I love it.
it's gonna be a lot of fun. That isn't until Sunday afternoon. Before that, Saturday night, you want to be out at Brooklyn Bowl again. The Weeks Jive Talk, Teddy at Night. Get your tickets at the at brooklynbowl.com.
Come say hi to Jay and Lisa.
That's
buy us
right.
beverages.
That's
That'll be
right.
great.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We hope to see you out there. We know we're going to see Kyle and Sam out there. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
so much for having
me.
Always
Thank you.
great to have you, and let's do it again soon.
very soon.
See you soon.
All right.
See you soon.
All right.